Ham Radio Crusader.
It's time to kick it with some chew bubble gum. And I'm all out of gum.
Hey everybody, it's Freddie Mac, and I am your Ham Radio Crusader, K85 FMU, back again with another video for AllStar. Have you ever heard of AutoSky SkyWarn for HamVoip AllStar? Well, I'll tell you what, it's about the neatest thing I've ever seen or experienced with AllStar. AutoSky is a SkyWarn program designed to work with AllStar. It receives NOAA weather warnings for your county and announces them on your local node. It is easy to set up and has been adapted to work with HamVoip version 1.5 software and later. AutoSky voices out simple voice alerts like tornado watch or flood warning at the drop of transmissions using the AllStar tell message command. It covers all the alert messages that would normally be encountered in a SkyWarn system. AutoSky is an additional package in the HamVoip repository. We're going to do a video on it right now and show you how to do it and experience what it's like here a little bit. There's a little bit of setup to go through, but it's nothing you can't handle. Let's dive right in. Let's SSH into our AllStar node, go to number 9 and get into that bash shell. And let's type in at any prompt pacman space dash capital S lowercase y space HamVoip dash AutoSky. Hit enter. It's that simple. And then it asks you to proceed with installation, and of course I hit yes because I like to install it. Then once that's done, we scroll down and look at the other directions, and we've got to get into an setup file and set the code for our county. Let's do a change directory into this /user /local /bin /AutoSky in capitalized letters. It's one of the few cases that happens with a directory. And then I hit dir to see what's actually in there, but that's the file I want to modify. And nano space autosky.ini, be sure and capitalize auto and sky. Then we're going to just kind of go down the stanza here until we get to the node number. There's a $node1 there. I like to change that my node number, which in this case is 576331. And you go down a little bit further into the stanza until we get to this O file equals open quotes HTTPS. This is where we want to set that code for our county. It's set by default to PAC 017, but we've got to change that for Okmulgee County, Oklahoma in my case. You go to alerts.weather.gov and you can look up the county for your state. But in this instance, we're going to scroll down to Oklahoma. We're going to hit county list. And they're going to scroll down to Okmulgee County. It's Creek Indian for bubbling water. OKC 111. That's the code that we need to put in that place in that autosky.ini file. So we'll back up here, change this to OKC 111. Then we go down just a little bit further and hit the coverage area, and in between the quotes we're going to put Okmulgee County. And I believe that's all we're going to do in this file. Oh, I'm sorry about that. We're going to set up a logger file. I call mine autosky.txt. It'll be in the root directory, and it'll keep a log of AutoSky's activities there in case something goes awry. I'm going to Control X, hit yes to save, enter to exit. And then we need to do a few more house cleaning things so that this thing will fire on its own. We've got to go into the etc directory and modify a file called rc.local. And we've got to add these 2 lines here into that file. So we're going to change directory to /etc/, hit enter, and then we're going to nano the rc.local file, and right before the word exit /0 is where we're going to add these 2 lines. You can copy and paste them easy enough. Let's copy them here, and then right click your mouse onto that and boom. So easy to paste into AllStar HamVoip AllStar. And Control X, hit yes to save, and enter to exit. Now, if I'm not mistaken, we're going to do a cron tab entry. This cron tab entry right here will start automatically after we save cron tab. It checks for weather updates every 4 minutes. So we're going to do a cron tab space -E to edit. Go to the next available last line, I should say. Paste that line in, and I tell you right here, you can change that 4 to whatever you want it to be in minutes. You can make it do it every 2 minutes, every 9 minutes, whatever you want to do, but by default it's set at 4. And while we're here, we're going to go up here to this source user local etc allstar.env line. It's the longest line in the stanza. If you haven't done this already, right before node 1, $node 1, put in your zip code and put a space on either side of it, and then save the whole cron tab file. This will announce the time and the temperature and weather conditions at the top of every hour. Control X to exit, yes to save, enter to exit. And back to our menu, and I like to reboot the whole system when I'm done. It just, you don't have to do it, but to me, it just kind of sets everything in motion on a clean install. And after it boots, you'll get this, once your node boots up and refreshes, you'll see these 2 words up here on top of your public node and your private node if you have one. And you can click on that and go to the page where there's an alert. If there's no alerts, this is what you'll see. If there are alerts there, you will see them, and you can click on them and you can go to this page. It'll give you more information.
Weather alert on.
After it reboots, you'll get that audio prompt. About 4 minutes after, you'll hear this.
The National Weather Service has cleared all watches, warnings, and advisories.
If you get a tornado warning, this is the word you're going to hear.
Updated weather information. Tornado warning.
There's many, many others. I've heard freeze warnings, I've heard flood warnings, I've heard cold weather warnings. I don't know what all, because I've had my AllStar for a little while now, and I've experienced different weather conditions, and I'll be just sitting there in my chair at home late at night or during the day. If I'm in an earshot of an AllStar node and the National Weather Service issues some kind of watch or warning, my AllStar node will just chime in with that little alert sound and tell me what's going on. It's very brief, and it's not a nuisance. It is very handy, and you can tell it's got a Star Trek theme, just a little. I love AutoSky SkyWarn. AutoSky script is intended to provide an indication of an alert. Further information about the alert should be found by other means: a smartphone, tablet, computer, NOAA radio, commercial radio, TV, etc. In a severe weather-prone area, do not depend solely on any one source of information. Like any other electronic medium, it is susceptible to failure. No matter what the weather alerts are indicating, the information gathered and presented may not be accurate. You must use your own judgment to determine your best course of action in any given circumstance. There are many reasons why the data here may not be accurate, including but not limited to software problems, network problems, and/or hardware problems. Weather alerts and other weather information should not be used to make any determination of actual current conditions. It is merely an indication of what the software is seeing as a result of its attempts to read publicly available data sources. These data sources may be unavailable, unreachable, or inaccurate. Please check other sources to verify any information presented here. That's the end of today's disclaimer. And it's good advice, folks, but this is a handy little cue when you're not paying attention to the world or you've got your mind on something else and your AllStar node chimes in and says, hey, tornado warning. You might want to pay attention and investigate further. Just saying. I'd like to give special thanks to Doug Crompton, WA3 DSP, for adapting AutoSky SkyWarn for HamVoip. Doug is an immense contributor to HamVoip and is one of its biggest heroes. HamVoip is amazing. I'm sure AllStar Link software is just as amazing. I don't know. I just know I learned HamVoip first, and I'm really enjoying it. It's very flexible and beats the socks off of Echolink in sound quality, versatility, and functionality. Don't get me wrong, I still have an Echolink account. I still use it because it's in my AllStar node. That's a future video. You probably know this already, but you can have your Echolink account logged in right into your AllStar node. That's how flexible HamVoip software is. It's amazing. Nonetheless, folks, I want to thank you for watching another one of our videos. More are coming. More are coming. About 68 days to retirement, and then it's going to be on like Donkey Kong. This is Freddie Mac, your ham radio crusader, KD5 FMU saying 73s, and may the good signals be yours. Have a good night.